because we do face some unique challenges in South Dakota with one of our largest insurance companies recently announcing some of the increases to premiums up to 51%, with an average of about 42%. So that is a lot for anyone to try to deal with in one calendar year, much less try to continue to insure their family and make sure they're making the best decisions. But what my question wanted to cover specifically was if the Affordable Care Act is requiring individuals and families to purchase coverage that they don't need. And this is one of the challenges that we've seen and possibly has driven up costs in line with that as well. So Dr. Chandler, I know that you've before in this hearing described why premiums are increasing. Could you just restate for me if you believe that Obamacare was meant to address health care costs and what it was, especially considering some of the testimony of Mr. Kreidler earlier? I want to have it clarified what Obamacare was meant to do to health care costs. What was the intention of the Act, and how was it to impact health care costs for Americans?
Well, I would say the problem is that Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act, conceptualized wrongly the problem as one within the insurance industry rather than a problem primarily located within health care itself as fed back to by insurance. And so while it attempted to deal with insurance, I believe unsuccessfully by and large, it really failed, with one exception I can talk about, to address the major problem, which is cost increases for medicine, more procedures, more costly procedures, as one of the gentlemen mentioned, higher pharmaceutical drug prices. And so the one exception I would say is the creation of accountable care organizations, which may or may not reduce costs.
But by and large, the Act has gradually increased the burdens on Americans, you believe, since it's been enacted?
I do.
Ms. McPeak, in your testimony, you say Obamacare significantly changes requirements for health care plans. Can you briefly describe some of those changes?
Yes, I alluded to those a moment ago. You know, the Essential Health Benefits platform, I think, does require citizens to purchase coverages that they might not necessarily need and wouldn't choose to purchase on their own. What we hear frequently in Tennessee is, I am a 27-year-old male, I don't want maternity coverage, and I have to have a plan that includes something like that. So I do think the inability to tailor products to the needs of your individual consumers has been affected by the Affordable Care Act, and the insurers can no longer tailor those plans to the distinct segment of the population that they're trying to serve.
So could I buy a policy with fewer benefits that would cost me less?
Not unless it was compliant with the essential health benefits. I mean, you can certainly modify your cost sharing and your deductible amounts. You can limit the providers that you would agree to see under the plan, but the basic benefits have to be standardized under the essential health benefits platform.
So the federal government is requiring my constituents to buy benefits that they may or may not want at a higher cost to them.
We do hear that from our own citizens in Tennessee, yes.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to close with, we've talked to many individuals and families across my state and across the country. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that rate hikes for small businesses as well. And I'm talking about the small group market. The law completely upsets the traditional small group market, lumping mid-sized businesses with small businesses. And this definition change would have a huge impact. In fact, studies from Oliver Wyman and the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality estimates that 22,000 South Dakota employees and their dependents will receive cancellation notices. And most will see an average premium increase of 18%. So for Obama administration bureaucrats here in Washington, these 22,000 South Dakotans are not just points on a graph. They're people that will be impacted. It's their real lives. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I wanted to draw light to that, and I thank you for holding this hearing. I yield back.
Ms. Black of Tennessee.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to be here as a guest, and